Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about 2 minutes. Plan on watching Tesla out of the opening gates for some options, hopefully, and just say hopefully because this is not pre-recorded. This is not something where it's a trade recap and I'm now going over what's already happened. I don't know what's happening next. This is truly live in the sense of I'm recording myself, seeing the information for the very first time. So if you kind of want just an unscripted, nitty-gritty look into what it's like to be a day trader, how day trading can play out, then you're going to get that here. But also on that note, if you are looking for like a nice presentation, a nice scripted, thing, you won't find that here. But yeah, if you just want kind of a realistic look, then that's what's going on. So I say hopefully because I don't know, maybe I'll end up trading something else. But as of now, I'm watching Tesla at 608. So 608. In fact, let me get this documented here just so I can document it, but also show you how the chat room works too if you're not familiar. 608 key flush point open based on 5 minute. So there we go. So flush point meaning wanting to see the price go down, thinking the price can go down, and believe it or not in the markets, you can make money when prices go down. That is known as going short or an options buying a put. But yeah, kind of crazy to hear about the first time. But yeah, you can make money when prices go down. So that'll be the game plan. I will go ahead and pause and see at the open. All right, markets are open. And I will say I just can't trade this on the first candle. So if this candle, this opening minute comes all the way down to 608, I just can't take that trade. That's way too risky. And so I'm hoping it goes down to 608 and then bounces. So I don't need it to stay above there long, but I just don't do it. Don't do it on the first candle. Look at this thing. So if this thing can stay above 608, that would be absolutely fantastic. Oh, it's already broken down below it. Yeah, look at that. Just completely. But that's just chasing. You just can't take that trade at that point in time. But that is certainly disappointing. Look at this. Just continue to drop. Not giving me any opportunity at all. That is frustrating because I love that setup. But the setup just didn't, or the price just didn't behave the way I'd want it to. Now I'm not writing this off. I'm still very interested in it. It's just one of those situations where got to let things try to chill out here a little bit, and they are trying to chill out. So this thing could bounce upwards a little bit and then roll back over. That's something that could be of interest. Let's go check out NVIDIA here. Oh, wow. Good alert. But that move has pretty much happened already. Let's go back to Tesla. What is that? 607.50. Picked up shares contracts at 1320, but looking for this thing to get down below 607. So let's see if it can make a move down to 607 and then break down through that area. Knocking on 607, but bounced once again. Let's try to give it another chance. Love the setup. Now it's just a question of can it break through 607? There we go. Ooh, weak break. So I'm taking off 3 there. Still have 2 just in case it does want to go, but that was a move I was looking for. And it happened, and then basically nothing happened. So still have 1 contract left. just in case I'm wrong here and just in case this thing does want to get down through 607 and make a move. But right now, I'm really not sure anymore, and I have no problem admitting that. But because I don't know, I'm going to hang on to one just in case I'm wrong and this thing does actually want to make the breakdown. So that way I can still participate in the fun, and looking like I was wrong, kind of, because it broke through it, but not really getting a whole lot of follow through. All right, so I'm just taking $75 from there. Not the greatest trade. Never really got too much in my favor. Gave it plenty of time. Just didn't want to work out. Now, if this thing wants to bounce back up and come down, that'd be fine. But as of now, not moving nearly as smooth as is what I would like to see it move. But let's see what else I can find. Okay, I have an order at 1345. I'm in there. Seeing if it wants to give me a quick $100 bill. And it does. So quick little scalp there. Again, I bought on the bid, $13.45, and then took a 20-cent move in my favor, which equated to $100. But I do want to continue on with this. If this bounce wants to continue, then I would be interested once again at 1285-ish. So let me just double check, make sure I'm getting that in the right spot. I can get that line out of there. It served its purpose for now. But yeah, 12, trying to gauge where the price might be. Probably more so 1275. So I'll put a order out there. Just double checking, 1275, there we go. Now maybe I should just be looking a short at a 605.50 break. But I don't know. I feel like this one could really kind of go either way at this point. So I'd rather try to build a position if it comes up to me, as opposed to hoping it goes back down, which it very well could go down, but I just don't know. And I feel like I said, this one could go either way. So I feel more comfortable with it being a situation where it moves on up a bit more to right around, yeah, the 608.50-ish mark, give or take. So I'd like to try to be getting in while the Tesla stock itself is hitting 608.50-ish. So I may need to adjust my order a bit. But I think 1275 will put me in the range if it happens. But yeah, there's definitely a very clear support now that's formed right there at 605.50. Let's see if it can make a move. Again, this is exactly why I didn't feel comfortable doing that, just because I feel like it could have potentially gone either way, and right now it is going the other way. All right, I will go ahead and pause. Yep, and quite the move up. Although if this all of a sudden drops all the way back down, I very well may be interested now. Wow. Well, never mind. That happened way too fast. Way too fast. And there it goes. One of those things where, hey, just because you think something might happen, and you heard me say it, you heard me thinking it. But that's the tricky part. Just because you think it, and just because you may be right, doesn't mean you're going to make money from it. Because sometimes it happens, and it just happens way too fast. And you weren't just quite ready. So that was quite a crazy move. I am, though, wondering about 604.50. I'd like to see this maybe bounce around a little bit. Maybe this is finally the time where it breaks down through these levels. I should probably just do 1 or 2 contracts to protect the gains that I already have, just in case that I'm wrong here. So I'm not going to take it on this candle here, but if this candle wants to stay above 604.50 and then come back down and behave like it wants to push down through, that is something I'm interested in. Only going to do 2 contracts though, just to try to, and I could still potentially give back the gains, but I mean, it's not like it's going to be a massive hole. It's not like it's ruining my week or my month or my account, nothing like that. So it's something I'm willing to do, especially when I like the potential upside of it. So yeah, 604.50. Watching closely here. Again, if I'm right, am I going to make a ton of money on it? I'm not, because I'm only doing 2 contracts. But flip side is, if I'm wrong, am I going to lose a ton of money on it? No, I'm not. Let's do this. Let's go to 14.15 and try to play in between here. Good. 14.15. So anticipating a little bit here that this thing does indeed want to come down. So let's see if I anticipated this the right way. I like the chances, like the pattern. Bouncing up a little bit. See, now it's one of those questions where, okay, if this green candle wants to come back down, should I add in 2 more? I'll add in another 1. Yeah, I will. If this wants to come down to 604.50, I am going to add in another 1, because that would be very, very attractive. So watching 604.50 very closely. Holy smokes. All right, well, that happened way too fast, but I'm not complaining. All right, still have 1 left. Just too slow. Let's see if this thing can get down to 603 minimum before I even think about taking this final one off. Well, Clay, why didn't I do 5? I know. I understand if you're saying that. I'm saying the same thing to myself. But again, had I been wrong, I would have been saying to myself, you would have been saying, Clay, you're greedy savage. Why did you do 5? Why didn't you, just, shrink your position size? And I get it. That's just the world of hindsight. So let's give this thing a little wiggle room here. I think it's got a legitimate shot to get down through 603. And then after that, I don't know. So just doing a little consolidating right here. But wow, that happened fast, so fast. And again, one of those things, I was ready to add. You heard me say I wanted to add, and then just poof, just like that, gone. No, I'm not, saying that occurs just in options trading. That can happen in any sort of trading. Things that all of a sudden happen so fast, and then they're gone. All right. So now just a waiting game. Does this thing want to get down below 603? I might lose some money on this final contract, and that's fine. I'm willing to do that, just to, in the spirit of giving this thing a real opportunity to come back down. But yes, I very well could be losing money on this final contract, to which in hindsight you'd say, Clay, why don't you just take the profits right now when you're in the green? You're right, but what happens if it collapses? Then I'm going to sit here and saying, Clay, why did you sell so soon? So good old hindsight, right? Let's see if it can get down through 603. That would be glorious. But yeah, I don't know now. I'm not quite sure. Does it really want to go? Gonna give it another chance. So for those of you that are maybe not very familiar with the screen, all I care about is that number right there. That's the number I'm only watching. I want to see that drop below 603. There we go. There we go. Good, good, good. Now that number I just showed you, I want to see that drop as much as possible now. Just keep getting lower and lower. Good. Excellent. If this thing can get down to 602, I'm going to just take the contract off, as I think that'll be a good amount. But I'm not quite sure. Can it get down to 602? Getting somewhat close. Come on. Come on, break down through 6. Oh, God. I said I'd be out. I'm being greedy right now. But that's all right. I got one contract. All right. All out there. Beautiful. So, and that was only on one contract. One contract made, or excuse me, two contracts, but made good solid money on that. And what is it? $9.52. So, 22 minutes in, $310 on reduced position size. Really just goes to show that, yeah, you don't need to trade huge size. You don't need to do anything. You just got to be right. And a good example of course, hindsight. I totally realize, Clay, why didn't you do 5 contracts? Clay, why didn't you, and I'm saying the same thing, but we all have that voice in our head. And that's just hindsight. But in any of these situations, had the price actually, and had I been wrong, I would have been so relieved. I would have been sitting there saying, good job, Clay. You manage risk the right way. You manage risk with the position size. So you're not alone when you have those voices. But just remember, there is always the other side of the coin that always goes quiet, right? Because I assure you right now, there is no voice that's saying, "Hey, Clay, man, good job," because it could have gone against you. No, the only voices that show up is, "Why don't you do more size, Clay? Like, what are you doing? You should have done more size." So just keep that voice in mind. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. I will, like I said, $310 in 20 minutes. Where in the world can you make $300 in 20 minutes? I swear that the markets are a crazy, crazy place. And Clay, why don't you keep on trading? Because I don't do this to stay chained to my computer all day long. I understand. Everybody's got different motivations. My motivation is not Lamborghinis and Rolex watches and private jets. If that is your motivation, cool. I hope you get it. But my motivation is I want freedom of time. And the exact opposite of freedom of time is being chained to my computer because I want to make more money. I want to make more money. Okay, well, when are you going to spend that money when you're chained to your computer all the time, right? So, and also, it's all context. Me personally, I have 4 kids, all right? 4 young kids. I want to spend time with my family. So that just allows freedom of time, allows me to go do things that I want to do. So like I said, I realize you can look around social media, look many places and be like, I see such and such make way more than $300. And I'm happy for them. Good for them. But I'm not them. They're not me. We all have different circumstances. We all have different goals. And if I can make $300 in 20 minutes as a side hustle, then I'm going to do that. So thank you for hanging out. And before I do go though, one big thing, if you are interested in learning more, if you are interested in trading as a whole, then after I'm done here, there'll be an outro video that tells about a live class that I teach and offer. So be sure to stick around and you can learn about more of that afterwards. If you are interested, like I said, in learning more about trading, more about how to gain consistency and all that, there'll be more information right here. So thank you for hanging out. Everybody have a good one. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.